Yeah. This your boy T Nasty. I got another dope video for y'all. I'm reacting to Sports Illustrated's best wrestlers of all time. Of all time. And this is a tough one because, everybody's opinion is different because there's a lot of top 10 type of wrestlers out there. Like, you could argue the number one is all day when it comes to the top 10 because you got guys like Stone Cold, The Rock, Hulk Hogan, which I don't like the motherfucker, but he did a lot for the wrestling business. He mainstreamed the wrestling business. You got Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, John Cena. It's like so many of them, bro. It's like hard to pick from one. Who's a Ric Flair? It's hard to pick from one. Like who's the number one? Because a lot of people argue Ric Flair, Stone Cold, The Rock, Hulk Hogan. But I want to say the main four. You got Triple H in there, bro. It's a lot of them, man. You got to pick from. But let's see what Sports Illustrated has to say about it. Let's get to this reaction.
Summer of Cena, as John Cena is set to take on Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, and while his opponent
Roman Reigns is coming too.
Head of the table, he's also looking for a seat at the table.
I like Eddie Guerrero.
Professional wrestling history by recording a win over Cena.
By the way, rest in peace, Razor Ramon. He was one of the greats too. He wasn't in my top 10, you know what I mean? But he was a trendsetter too. He would definitely be from 11 from 15 for me. Razor Ramon was that dude, bro. He really was.
However, as Reigns looks to climb up the ranks, we're counting down the top 10 greatest wrestlers now. At number 10 is Triple H. He may help run the WWE from the office now, but he helped
I agree with that
for a long time, having legendary feuds with a who's who of the industry. So when it was time to make this list,
Triple H, he might have came about because he was like fucking the boss's wife and shit. Not fucking the boss's daughter and shit. But he was a good wrestler. He was a great talker, man. So you can't not deny Triple H, man. He did his thing, even though he had like most wrestlers of Triple H caliber. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for him dating Stephanie, marrying Stephanie, he might have not reached that ceiling like he did. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of great wrestlers out there who got shitted on just because. But I think it helped him out a little bit.
It was also time to play the game, as we had to sledgehammer in a spot for Hunter. Number 9 is the 8th wonder of the world, Andre the Giant. While he may have been in The Princess Bride and not his prime during his time in the WWE,
I don't know about that one.
The WWF, no one could argue that Andre was one of the giant draws in the history of wrestling. Anyone with a body to brain can see the impact he had on the business. Number 8 may not be the absolute best, even if he was the best there is, the best there was,
I didn't mention
Bret
Hart.
Ever will be. The Hitman stole the hearts of many wrestling fans with his excellent.
But Bret Hart was a terrible talker, bro. His mic skills wasn't like that. So I kind of disagree with this one. Like he's definitely like in my top 15.
Ability to execute in the ring, and
he could have talked.
Canadian legend and a part of the
great matches though.
Controversial moment in the history of wrestling, which of course took place in Montreal. Though we don't think we're screwing Bret with this spot on the list. You can't see number 7. Yep, the champ is here. And while the time may be now for his current run, his place in wrestling
that's a good spot for John Cena.
Solidified.
I give him that.
Over after the Attitude Era was no small feat. So even
wasn't the best wrestler.
Has been polarizing over
wasn't the best wrestler at all.
Impossible to say
but
Cena sucks and truly mean it. The biggest star of the old
he did his
school
thing.
and the New World Order takes his place along with his vitamins at number 6. It could be argued that no one played a larger role in crossing pro wrestling over to a mainstream audience than the Hulkster, even if pure grappling aficionados would like to leg drop him even further down the list.
Respectful. That's a good spot for him. I give him that.
Together, and there may be some finger wagging at him not being in the top 5. Which brings us to the top 5 dead or alive, and the dead man whose legacy will live forever.
I don't know about that one.
Last as long as his
I think Undertaker should be a little higher.
Been felt over decades.
But I get it.
$1 million debut
I get it. So I'm not gonna kill him for it.
with the iconic character and iconic matches we all remember, and we think
because the Undertaker was like by far the most legendary fucking character of any wrestling company history, bro. Like Undertaker, the fact that like he was a mystery the whole time out of his whole career, bro. Like a lot of motherfuckers didn't know nothing about Mark Calloway. You know what I'm saying? Because he kept his shit secret. You know what I'm saying? So respect Undertaker. It was a great wrestler. His gimmick was like amazing, and he stayed true to kayfabe. So I would put Undertaker a little higher,
should be able
but
to rest
just me.
easily with his place on this list. Who do you figure
Just
is
me.
for? Woo! The Nature Boy is known by a simple utterance, and he has styled and profiled his way to Mount Rushmore status from his days in the NWA to his time in the WWE.
All right.
Rick had a flair for the dramatic. And
The next three might be reason why Undertaker's number 5. So I'm not gonna kill him about Undertaker.
Of course, and receive a welcome worthy of a true wrestling legend.
The Nature Boy. Ooh.
Everyone loves Ric Flair,
Yes, sir.
including our number 3, the man who sent him into retirement, complete with some sweet chin music.
Oh, all right. Shawn Michaels is goated. I give him that. But I think I had Shawn Michaels 5, and then I bumped fucking Taker and Ric Flair up. Shawn Michaels, very, very talented, bro. And the whole DX thing was amazing. Great wrestler, great talker. But, man, motherfuckers don't talk about motherfucking Shawn Michaels like they do Ric Flair and Undertaker, bro. Like, when you mention the greatest wrestlers of all time, it's always Ric Flair and it's always Undertaker. I wouldn't give it to Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels, I bumped the 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Mr. WrestleMania, I get it, but like I definitely bump him to 5.
He is dubbed the showstopper for a reason, given no one has had as many
That's
classics
tough.
as Shawn Michaels. Michaels broke the barbershop window to climb a ladder match to the top, eventually returning for a second phase of his career that saw him live up to his Mr. WrestleMania moniker against The Undertaker. From Marty
And Bret Hart at
Sensational Sherry to Degeneration X.
Like
to
I would
Eddie
put
Ray
Randy Orton
the Heartbreak
Bret Hart
Kid
spot.
has a spot in the heart of wrestling fans and a high ranking on this list.
There's no way you keep
Number 2 broke the
him
glass
out of this
ceiling on
this fucking
wrestling
list.
crossover
There's no way you keep Randy Orton on this
as
list.
evidenced by the pop he received every time the glass broke. Stone Cold Steve Austin stunned fans with the promo that launched the Attitude Era with a pair of middle fingers and some cold beers never far away. One could argue nothing has ever felt
Stone Cold's a
bigger
great
than
number 2, but if they did go give it to Rock, I'd rather switch to Rock and Stone Cold.
Left a wake on the business.
Cause a lot of people watch
all
this
the
shit
way
because of
to the
Stone
Broken
Cold.
Skull session.
They didn't watch it because of The Rock.
Yeah.
Honestly. The pop Stone Cold got ridiculous.
Sense or smell what is cooking for number 1.
Yeah.
We chose to go with the great one. It doesn't matter what you think about him taking the top spot, since no one was more electrifying than the People's Champ. The Brahma Bull has come a long way from Rocky Maivia and is unquestionably the biggest star the wrestling industry has ever produced.
Oh man, Chris
Which is why
Jericho
he's
too, bro. Oh
justifiably
man,
in the polar
this list is so
opposite
hard.
of rock bottom on our list. No eyebrows need to be raised about that, you jabronis.
What the Rock is cooking.
And those are the top 10 greatest.
That's kind of bold, man. That's kind of bold to put The Rock at number 1. I can agree with him in certain spots, but like I can't like this ain't a bad list at all. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad list at all because they pretty much they're close. But I will swap Rock and Stone Cold. I bumped Shawn Michaels to 5. I'll have to put Randy Orton on this fucking list. Oh man, you got the impact CM Punk had too, bro. CM Punk had like this big ass impact on the business, bro. He really did like a big ass impact on the business. Like this dude took like years, what it was like 7 years off and came back to like the biggest pop that you fucking ever heard in AEW. Just imagine if he came back in WWE, what that pop would sound like. And then you got Chris Jericho was up there. Yeah, Eddie Guerrero's and man, Edge get great pops. Then AJ Styles, bro. All right, leave it in the comment sections. Let me know if you want me to create a top 20, and I give you the best of my ability to give you a fucking great top 20. But you gotta let me know in the comments. Make sure y'all fucking leave a like, subscribe, and comment. It's your boy T Nasty, and I'm out.